if you've been in some kind of accident and the EMT comes up to you and you're lying out on the stretcher and they'll tap your knee, why do they do that? See if you're still alive. So what are they actually testing, though?
Nerve damage?
Right, so they're testing nerve damage. What they're looking to do, or they're trying to determine if your spinal cord is still intact. So we said, and we've shown numerous times, that the stretch reflex is a result of what? Sensory information going into the spinal cord and going right back out to your muscle. Okay, we don't have a brain in this picture sending information down. Okay, so all I need is the receptor, the extrafusal fibers, and the spinal cord to generate this reflex. Okay, so this reflex is known as a spinal reflex. And why is that? Because it only requires the spinal cord. Okay, so if I go up to a victim of some kind of accident situation, one way I can check the integrity of the spinal cord is what? Testing the stretch reflexes. If I'm laying out there all wiped out, come up and tap on the knee, and I get a stretch reflex, what does that tell somebody in a quick and kind of dirty way?
The spinal cord's been severed or compromised in some way?
No, the other way. If I still generate a stretch reflex, that tells me what? That my spinal cord itself is okay. All right, I could be lying there with a head wound or whatever, but one way I can check to see about the integrity of the spinal cord is to try to generate a stretch reflex. And if the stretch reflex is intact, that tells me the spinal cord itself is intact, because I don't need my brain to generate a spinal cord. Okay, we had talked about reductionism, that the philosophical approach where you keep reducing the system until there's nothing left. So let's say with cats, they just kept chopping off until there was only a spinal cord left. And they could bang on the tendon of the cat, and sure enough, it would reproduce or produce a stretch reflex. Okay, so that means it's a spinal reflex. All you need is the spinal cord to generate the stretch reflex. Okay, and so that's why that's what they're testing. They say you're testing your reflexes. Well, yeah, they're testing your reflexes. What they're really checking is your spinal cord. And that's why doctors to this day still go to it. And if you would not show a stretch reflex repeatedly, then that tells the doctor you've got some kind of problem.